Coccidia is awful, but it's easy to prevent and it's easy to treat. Today we're going to talk about more of the prevention side of the house. There's plenty of dry powders that you can use, such as Bovatec, Rumensin, Decox. You can buy a lot of these powders in a very small amount that'll treat a whole lot of feed. The question is, how do you mix that powder into your feed to get it evenly coated? And today we're going to talk about that. What we're doing here is we're going to treat 50 pounds of feed with Decox. Now you can treat 50 pounds of feed with Decox, you can treat 50 pounds of feed with Bovatec, you can feed Rumensin, whatever it is, whatever the Coccidia medication is that you are using. Now, you can buy all of this through Foundation Feed, and of course we want you to buy through Foundation Feed because we own Foundation Feed, but the reality is you can get any of this stuff from your local feed store. I am using our Foundation Feed's Hey Buddy product. This is simply pure alfalfa, and I'm just using that because I wanted to show you, if you're the type of person that doesn't want to feed grain, what options do you have? Well, in this case, you can use 50 pounds of your favorite feed that's unmedicated. And now the trick is this, we're gonna have to add a dry powder to it, right? When you're looking at the products we sell on Foundation Feed, the Decox, the Bovatec, we're gonna send you a 10-pound bag, and that 10 pounds can treat a ton of feed. That's 2,000 pounds of feed that's gonna be treated with that 10-pound bag. So you gotta do a little bit of math, and the easiest way to do that is to crunch the numbers down for a 50-pound bag, and it just works out easier that way. You dump your 50-pound bag in and you go. So how much of that 10 pounds, if you have 10 pounds makes a ton, how much of this do you need to treat 50 pounds? Well, really, when you crunch the numbers down, it comes down to 1/4 of a pound. Well, there's 16 ounces in 1 pound. That means you're gonna do 4 ounces to treat this. And this is just 4 ounces of Decox here, just to give you an example. So this is a little bit of Decox, right? And it's like sand, it's like grains of sand. So if I have dry feed and I have dry powder and I dump this dry powder in that dry feed, what do you think is gonna happen? Is it gonna evenly coat that feed? No. It's gonna spin out, it's gonna settle at the bottom, it's not gonna be coated, and you're not gonna have an even distribution. All of this is about even distribution because we want each and every animal that's eating this feed to get the right amount. We want that amount to be even. So the easy thing to do is you could just coat this with Foundation Feed's high octane feed additive. It comes with high vitamin A, E, and D, plus all kinds of calories. But again, we want you to be able to do realistic options that you can do at home without having to order from us if you choose. And in that case, you can just take something as simple as wheat germ oil that you can find at any big box store, and you can add that in as well. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add in about 16 ounces of liquid first. We're gonna coat the feed with that liquid so it gets nice and sticky and tacky. You can even use molasses as long as it's coated well. Then we're gonna add the dry ingredient in after that, but you can turn this, I'm just gonna turn this on. I usually like to tip it forward as much as I can to where it's not coming out, like it's not falling out of the mixer. Usually it's the 3rd notch. And again, you wanna be careful, you wanna follow safety instructions. But basically what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna lightly coat this in oil. You can see that it's got just a little bit of oil covering the top of it, and that's what I want. So that way, when I actually add in my powder, it's gonna stick. So I'm just gonna start it back up. And now I'm just gonna lightly sprinkle my Decox or whatever medication I have. You may find that depending on your feed may already have molasses in it. It may already kind of be sticky or tacky, like most sweet feeds are already a little bit sticky and tacky, but again, just find out what works for you. We just want to coat it first. That way the medication sticks to it evenly and it's not falling out of the suspension. All right, so this is after it's been mixed, and I like to put it right back in the bag, but you can see when you look at that, you can actually see how it's coated with the medication. And so that's just what I'm talking about. Again, you can go with as little as 16 ounces. I honestly think, you know, you get up into, I would double it. I would go 32, 64 ounces. You're gonna have to use more oil than you would use molasses because it's less sticky, but whatever works for you is gonna work out just fine. Thanks for joining us again, and we look forward to seeing you again next time.